All right, I think we're starting. Yeah, it says we're streaming, guys. Um, do not have a lot of room in this room here, so I positioned the table, flexi spot table that's moves here, and I'm building. I'm just gonna monitor chat off my phone, and we're gonna go ahead and get started. We are building with a 14600K. Um, Pretty good CPU. Got it for 150 bucks. Came with Battlefield, so yeah, hardware unbox does not agree with that one. First thing we're going to do is get the motherboard out. Have my X-Acto knife here. Very helpful for opening everything. Let me know if audio's off or anything like that. But I think we're good. AW, what is it? AYW? Dude, I don't know what it stands for. Sorry if that's loud. But yeah, boys, this is going to be a good build. I don't know how I'm going to pick it up on the camera there. I'm going to try my best for you guys to be able to see it, but just go ahead and ask me questions as we build. Yeah, sure that does not sound good for y'all. 14600K here. I'll go up to the camera and show you guys the CPU. I actually opened this one to get B-roll of it. So it is a new CPU. I just opened it. Yeah, there's no light over there. The lights are in front of the camera, so you probably couldn't even see it. You guys really won't be able to see too much, I don't think. Like, I wanted to be able to get me. I would kind of need two different cameras to do this correctly, I think. Like a camera on me and then a camera down here. But we're just going to build. You guys are going to see this thing kind of come together. And I can kind of explain what I do when it comes to PC building. Hello, JD Tech Mods. I should look at the chat, shouldn't I? It's weird because like I want to look at the camera, but I have to look down here. Dude, the 14600K at 150 with both of those games was insane. And yeah, welcome to the chat, guys. Make sure to get your CPU facing upright. I think everyone in the chat knows how to do this. And we are going to simply place it down as light as possible. No, the IO shield's in the way. And kind of, I'm going to wiggle it and make sure it doesn't move. And I think we're good. Put that bracket down. Makes a little click. And LGA 1700, you got to press real hard. And there we go. Popped out. And here's the motherboard with the CPU, boys. 14600K, let's go. I'm going to take this plastic off. It's prohibitively loud. And next thing we got is RAM. For the RAM for this build, it's Viper Still DDR4 3600 32 gigs, so two 16 gig sticks. And yeah, I'm excited. I already have somebody waiting on this build for me. He was very much ready for it. Sold my last build. It had like a 12600KF and 3080. He wanted that one. Someone else got it, so he's gonna have to settle for this 40 or 5060. Let's see. So what do you guys think of the Intel news today? That kind of blew my mind a little bit this morning. I mean, I kind of was expecting some sort of deal with Intel and NVIDIA. But straight up collaboration is kind of crazy. Getting Intel or NVIDIA IP with Intel chips, I mean, GG AMD, GG. Do I do the cooler? I do the cooler bracket, and then I do the cooler once it's in, so I can do all the cables, because sometimes the cooler gets in the way of the cables. So for me, the very last thing I do in the build is the GPU. The second last thing I do is the CPU cooler. Kind of me. That's kind of what I do. It does also depend if you're using like an air cooler or an AIO. All right. So now we got our RAM in there, 14600K with 32 gigs of DDR4. This is a nice looking board, guys. PCIe Gen 5, so we're going to be able to use that with the 5060 there. Next thing I usually do is the NVMe. So here is the NVMe. It's a, what's it called? An XG 7000 1 terabyte. It's a Gen 4 NVMe, does 7,000 megabytes a second. And I thought it had a DRAM cache. It doesn't actually have a DRAM cache, but not really needed for this gaming build here. Let's see what you guys are saying. Hope I'm using Duranaut. No, I'm not using Duranaut paste. This is a low-end build. And this is a US AYW board. I got it from Newegg. All right. Yeah, I mean, I think the Intel Nvidia deal is good for both parties, really. I think in the short term it's better for Intel, and I think in the long term it's much better for Nvidia because, like I said, Nvidia is kind of eliminating a future competitor. I know Intel said they aren't getting rid of Arc, but if they can rely on RTX, they won't have to strive as hard as they would have, and it's a great thing for them, their financial book short term, but long term, you know, if they became a competitor with Nvidia, they could have made more money, I think. All right, I think I just dropped the NVMe screw. Okay, there it is. Um, Another thing, this board should have came with screws for the NVMe. Oh yeah, and the IO shield. Can't forget the IO shield. I usually would have done all of this within like 2 minutes, but since I'm streaming with you guys, I have to kind of like position the board opposite to how I would actually build. And it's taking me longer this way for sure. These are little screws. Now, it comes with two NVMe standoffs and screws, so I'm going to go ahead and install both of those, even though I'm only doing one NVMe, so whoever buys this from me will have the hardware for his future upgrade. I know I'm not looking at the camera up too much, guys. I probably should look more at the camera. You guys can't really see what I'm doing either, but that's fine. We're here for the vibes. Okay, I see Michael Nager. What do I think of FSR4 being in more games? Well, you have to tell me the exact number. When I tried the 9070 non-XT, it was only in like 4 games, and that was only like a couple months ago. And I wasn't impressed with the amount of titles it's in. Nowadays, if it's closer to like 50, that would be fine. I think DLSS is a better option just because you have more titles that are supported. FSR4 seems to be pretty good though. And I think, you know, a few years from now, once it's supported everywhere, it's going to be a winner, right? Maybe not like winner's the word, but it will be like on par with DLSS maybe. The thing is, I think NVIDIA keeps on moving the goalpost farther and farther away when it comes to that. And AMD's kind of catching up. Dang it. Sometimes these NVMe screws are just tough to get in. I'm glad my new board, my Z890, just has like the quick release or whatever. Like I don't even have to screw it in. There we go. I'm just screwing this one in for him so he'll have it. There's no NVMe in that. And then here's the NVMe for the top drive here. Gen 4. And you know what, guys? I think I'm going to position the camera so you guys can see this better. Hold on one sec. All right, how is that? I know you can't see me anymore, but I think this is better when you can actually see what I'm doing. Let me go ahead and take a look at chat right quick. Yeah, I know I need a double camera setup for this. First, I'd have to learn how to do that in OBS, and I'm sure that's a nightmare. But I think, at least you being able to see what I can do is better than just seeing my face when I'm not even looking at the camera. Should have thought of that, but hey, that's why we're learning. I was thinking about doing these more often because, like I said, I build like at least 2 computers a month, and I think that if you guys just want to watch when I do it, be pretty good. This is what the board looks like. Now I'm gonna have to get out the case, and I think the next step for me is to mount this in the case. That's usually what I do. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and grab the computer case. And I think I'm gonna have to put the camera back so you guys can see me doing that. The King Spec drive runs fine. I've used a few of these drives and they're fine. I mean, I download Steam games at 2.5 gigs a second. Max out my internet with them. That's basically the most they get used. Yeah, I sell these computers. I sell them. Take a look at this though. Yeah, looks pretty nice. All right. Yeah, so I'm going to take the camera back so you guys can see the case. This case is absolutely insane for the money, guys. $65 case. It comes with these infinity fans, and it's like the right size for this board. So this board doesn't look small in it. All right, I kind of had all these boxes. I really need to get a new mic holder for this. I kind of had all these box ups here so you could actually see it, but I need space, so I'm going to take them down. Here's the Wi-Fi. I always keep the case box like right beside me so I can throw all the trash in the case box, and then I take the case box to the dumpster. Uh, 5090 with 5,000 watt. No, there's no stupid questions here, man. You can literally cuss me out and I'm not going to ban you. I don't believe in banning people, so yeah. All right, so here is that case. I have all the parts linked in the description, by the way. I have the Amazon link for them so I can get like a kickback with affiliate links. I bought most of this stuff off Newegg because it was cheaper, just letting you know. But if you want to support the channel, you can buy it off Amazon and I'll get a little kickback. I've had a few Amazon purchases on the channel, but not enough to like check out or cash out. I think I have like $5 in rewards. So that's nice. But we're going to go ahead and take off the back of this. I don't think this uses screws. I think they all just pop off. Yeah. And then on the back of these, they kind of have like a little baggie with all the screws you need, like standoffs and things like that, and motherboard screws. I'm assuming you guys have all built a computer before, so you probably know what those screws look like. I could show you what they look like if need be. And it looks like we just got a dono from Goober Goob. Nice. I have reason to believe this might just be like a troll with that name. I accidentally asked a stupid question in ZTT stream. The question was, I have a 9950 X3D. Should I get 60 series or RX 10000? Well, he probably just thought that was stupid because they aren't out yet. And your name is Goober Goob. So he probably thought you were trolling. I thought you were trolling. I think 60 series is going to be better. I mean, obviously, RX 10,000, if it's chiplet, I wouldn't go with that. If it's not, and it's like 512-bit monolithic, it's going to be good. It's going to be good. But obviously, like if you have the best CPU, might as well get the best of the best GPU, and that's NVIDIA. This board is DDR4. This is a budget board, guys. I'm pairing it with a 5060. Going DDR5 wouldn't really net me any more performance here, so that's why I went with DDR4. But yeah, let's go ahead and get the case out. I know there's a lot of comments, but I'm not gonna have time to do them all and get this case done right now, so sorry about that. I'm gonna go ahead and take the glass side panels off too. There's 2 of them. This one's hard. Oh my gosh. I might need to take this side one off first. There we go. I always don't want to break these. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna go put these in a safe spot. Now, another thing you need when you're building computers and selling them on Facebook Marketplace and whatnot is cable sleeves. Like this will add like 20-30% more value to your build just because it looks better. I always buy the white cable sleeves. I get these off AliExpress for about 15 bucks. I linked one off Amazon for you guys. It is a little bit more expensive. That's about the only thing I get off AliExpress these days because everything else went way up in price. But this is one of the last steps we'll do as well after the power supply. So I'm going to mount the motherboard now, and then after that, I'll probably put in the power supply. Another five from Goober Goob. I'm gonna make time to look at the donos here. Told you it was dumb. DY, I'm not a troll. I was just asking the question. I'm gonna lurk here now. Hey, lurk all you want, dude. Goober Goob gang, yeah, Goober Goob, man. This is Goober Goog. Dude, I have a big TV to my right here. It's a huge OLED C148 OLED. Got it like right when it came out because I was an OLED fanatic before they were cool. But yeah, I do need like a TV like behind me or behind the camera. I'm new to the live streaming thing, guys. I just started my first live stream like a few weeks ago and I've already done like 4 of them. I love it. Whoa. Now, another thing you need for a PC building that's helpful is wire cutters because I hate undoing all these little twist ties they make. I just cut them. Now you want to make sure that you don't cut like an actual wire, but it just comes right off and I don't have to worry about twisting them, untwisting all of them. When you're doing a lot of builds at once, definitely helps. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I do not cable manage that much. I just stuff it all in the back of the case. Modern cases hide it really well. So that's going to be something you're going to rip me on. And I'm sorry. Where's my hammer for PC building? Dude, the hammer only comes out and the pliers when we get shipping damage. One of the things is like with the graphics card bracket, when that thing bends, I have to bring out the hammer and the pliers because it will not fit in the computer otherwise, right? All right. So here is our screws. Usually, I don't know why with these PC cases, they're missing a couple of standoffs for these motherboards here, so I have to add a couple standoffs. Now, I do have like a reservoir of extra screws, and actually I have like 3 of these and they're just like extra screws left over, so in case I don't have a screw, always have one in case. I have to think about the best way to position this here. I think we're going to need to take this case out, or this little box, and position the case and then I can show you guys with the camera what it looks like. Shaky cam. Oh, dude, the live stream. I love Frog. He asked me to do another live stream today. Actually, I just told him I'm like, sorry, man, I'm gonna be really busy with this Intel news. I really wanted to make a video on that. Um, yeah, okay. Here we go. We're going in with the motherboard. Now, if you look here, there is a couple standoffs missing, actually. Like if I push this down, there should be a standoff here and here. Sorry, I have to get away from the mic. There should be a standoff here and here, but there's not. Now, could I mount the PC there? I definitely could, but I'd just rather add the standoffs to be safe. I'm just getting my screws together here. It looks like they didn't actually, I'm going to put my hand down here so you can see me talking. It looks like they actually didn't include standoffs with this. So I'm just going to leave those. And that's, yeah, I'm sorry about that. But I'm going to put the IO bracket on next. That's the next step. I hate these. These suck. They've cut me more times than I like to admit. And they're horrible. Also, it's got to cost like a few bucks to add one of these. I don't know why it's not on every board. I believe it goes this way. This hurts my fingers. Just the edge. Now, this is where the hammer would come in right here because this edge, you can't see it, but this edge is popping out and that annoys me. So what I do is I get a screwdriver and I like push it. Come on. Dang it. Sometimes they just don't go. And if you heard that pop, that means we got it. So it's in now. And now I'm going to mount the motherboard. Oh, another thing is I forgot to put the back plate on here. I should probably do that, actually, with the CPU cooler because it's really hard sometimes to put the mounting bracket on the CPU or on the motherboard once you've already mounted it. It's a lot of finagling, which is super easy when the board is not attached. So I think I'll do that right quick. A nice little CPU cooler. This is the first time I've ever actually bought this one. It was $10 on Amazon when I bought it. It's got a nice little design. Look at that. That's sexy. I think they're $20 now. I just bought a couple of them because I'm like, $10 for that? That's insane. Sometimes mounting your CPU cooler can be the hardest thing of a PC build. Like, no joke, because they're all different. And hopefully this one's not too much different than the ones I usually use, but you never know. It says Intel there. So I think that's what I need. I also need, I need the bracket. So with Intel, your motherboard doesn't come with this bracket. Your CPU cooler will. All right. And it's adjustable for different kinds. Like LGA, it kind of says on there like LGA 15 or 1150, LGA 1700. All says it on there. You probably won't be able to see it. But yeah, I need to adjust to 1700. And then put it on the board. Oh. Dang, it's hard to show you guys what I'm doing and do it at the same time. Cannot see it. You really can't beat $10 for this. Sometimes there are. I'll adjust the camera right quick. Yeah, you really can't beat $10 for this thing. Like I said, CPU coolers, they're all different. And I've used these mounting brackets many times, but this one's slightly different to where I have to arrange it. And this is why I do this before I mount the motherboard. Like, it's not lining up. The top two are lining up, and the bottom two aren't. Let's see. I should read the manual, but I don't want to. It says I have to pull them down. Let me push them all the way up. I have to pull them down one. Okay. One. That was two. One. It's like slightly off still. I think it's easier if I look this way. There we go. Finally. Thank God. I like it when these have stickers on the back, or not stickers, but like what do you call it? Tape, 3M tape, because it holds it in place. I freaking hate trying to get these mounting brackets on. All right, fine. I'm gonna look at the manual for 1 second, just so I don't waste my time. So these go. Like, look at this, dude. There's like plastic cup tips on this bracket. I've never seen that. AM5, well, I mean, okay, so you said AM5 is better than the LGA 1700. For this, the money I spent on this, I would have got, I would have had to pay $50 more for a Ryzen 7500F. And I would have got 50% less multi-core. I wouldn't have gotten Battlefield, all those things. And in a build where I run benchmarks, this is going to run higher numbers than a Ryzen 7500F. So for me, this was the right choice in this scenario. I think LGA 1700 is getting to the point where it's really good for budget builds and whatnot. So it should go on like this. It's also nice to have different length screwdrivers. There's some CPU coolers that you really need a long screwdriver for to like kind of get in there, and you get more torque with a long screwdriver, so it really helps. Now the next thing is like I have to mount this without it coming off. Did it already come off? Okay, there we go. See, this is kind of like the hardest part a lot of the time. Either this or getting the IO shield. For me, I hear a lot of people say that getting the USB port in is kind of difficult. Like, you know, the internal USB A port. They don't want to bend it. I bent that before. That's going in crooked. It's not going in at all, actually. Yeah, I think I really need like a cameraman or something. I should get my friend Sawyer to do these with me, like shoot it when I build. Also, I should use parts I've used before. I've never used this CPU cooler. Maybe it's because I have this one mounted too much. I think it's because I mounted this one actually. It's probably not good for the back of the motherboard what I'm doing right now. I usually don't do this, but I usually position it on the motherboard box. Hello from India. How long have I built PCs for? I built my first computer in 2019. It had a Ryzen 2600 and a GTX 1650 with 4 gigs of VRAM. I made a whole video about it, actually. You can go watch that video. I forgot what it's called, but in that video, I show my first setup. I had a chair that I duct taped together after it broke, and I didn't even have a desk. I used a lap desk. Dude, I was such a peasant, man. I was such a peasant. Oh my, look at that. Look what happened. It mounted on one side. Oh my, this is annoying. This is, okay. This is embarrassing. All right. Stay in place there for me. You think you know how to build a computer until you go on live stream in front of people. And you have to show them what you're doing as you're doing it. Okay. Watch this thing not work. I'm actually not going to do Windows or anything like that on the stream. I will turn it on, show you guys what it looks like with RGB and all that. But when it comes to setting up Windows. I'm not trying to do that tonight on live stream. So. Thank God we got it, boys. It's in. All right, make sure they're all tight. Okay, we can finally mount the motherboard. I'll position the camera. Hey, you're welcome, G. I'll show you guys what I'm doing, what I'll do. But yeah, now we're gonna mount the motherboard. So you're gonna want to get screws with look like that. Oh my gosh, yeah, I got so blown out there for a second. But these screws, they kind of have like a pancake shape to them. You can probably not see it, but yeah, that's the kind of screws. And what I'm gonna do is line up the holes on this motherboard with the holes, or the holes on the motherboard, yeah, with the holes in the case, the standoffs, and then mount it. That's why you got more screws than one. I really have to push on the motherboard because the IO shield is not having any give on it. Run the guts outside the case. Yeah, like I could do you mean like the USB cables and all that? I kind of just set the case on top of all that. I've never had an issue with a cable breaking from that. Now, I know what you mean, like setting the Mobo on top of the case up here. I usually don't do that. That is not good, but it's fine. These Mobos are pretty industrious. Oh yeah, there's no standoff in that one. All right, the Mobo is mounted. We long awaited for it. All right. Yeah, I know you can barely see me. I really do like this case. Now I have all the cables down here in the back, and now this is where I would run the cables, the case cables, because these are kind of hard to get to when the power supply is in the way. Like if you want to run them right under the case in some cases. So I'm gonna figure out which cords I need to get to where. So here's the USB A cable, outside USB A. So I'm going to try to mount that without even looking. All right, we got that. And we also have HD audio for front panel audio, a front panel USB, and then a fan header for our RGB controller down here. It's awesome. This case comes with an RGB controller and also a fan splitter or a fan header. So it kind of does both. And it powers with SATA. And it also, you can control the RGB with your motherboard on here, but I don't want to do that. I want to do all just hardware control. So here is, what is this? Front panel USB. All right, I think that was front panel audio actually. Sorry if I'm not responding to the chat as much, guys. Let me take a moment to look at that. Dang, you guys commented a lot. What if Goober? Oh, okay, Goober Goob. What's his age? I scrolled way up. Dude, RGB software kind of sucks. I deal with it on my main rig. I have the Lee and Lee fans, and yeah, that software. My fans turn rainbow every now and then. I like them at white, but I gotta say, Lee and Lee software is really good though because I can like do different fan curves for like different fans. So my GPU fans, and when my GPU heats up, those will go, but my other CPU fans will stay silent. I really like it. Okay, let me mount the other cords. We have front panel USB, but this motherboard does not support it, sadly. So they won't have that front USB. Kind of sucks. HD audio. Thought we did that. This is a different one. I think yeah, no, I messed up. I plugged in the front panel to like a USB port. I don't know why I did that. All right, so this doesn't have like a black little USB cable. It just has the big black one. Now we're ready for the power supply. I know my head's a little bit cut off, but I think we'll just zoom in on the power supply here. It is the ASRock Challenger. Hopefully their power supplies don't have the same kind of issues their motherboards do. This was on sale on Newegg for $65 with $10 rebate, so $55. It's ATX 3.1, 650 watt gold. Really good deal. I'm sure that looked really crazy. Yeah, I'm sure that looked super crazy. This is super professional stream. Just love taking off the new wrapping. Dude, RGB literally adds like 1,000 FPS. If I'm going to be honest with you guys, for pre-built PCs, I prefer non-modular power supplies just so it's easy to include all the cables. If you skimp on including cables with a build, you suck, because especially the PCIe cables, because I cannot tell you how many builds I've came across where someone will have like a 750 watt, 850 watt power supply, but then only have one 8-pin GPU cable, and they're kind of just SOL because you really can't mix and max PCIe cables. It'll kind of fry your GPU. So every time I get a power supply, I make sure to include at least all of the PCIe cables with it for future upgrades. This power supply has got a weird smell to it. What the heck? Does that mean it's like, it doesn't smell burnt, but it smells like a plasticky chemical smell. Like, what the heck? It's got a big green sticker on it. Cool mode. Oh, it even... Okay. Really hope this thing doesn't blow up. But yeah, it is non-modular. You can go ahead and take a look at it. It feels quality. Like the steel on it does not really give. It's got a sticker on the ASRock part. Let me take that off. Peel. Well, the reason I chose the 14600K, number one, it's a lot faster than that Ryzen 5700X, probably like 25% faster, at least I'm talking gaming. In multi-core, it's probably like 25. It's probably like 25 in gaming and multi-core percent faster than that Ryzen 5700X. Also, it was just a great deal, dude. $150 for the CPU, Battlefield 6 Premium Edition, and Assassin's Creed Premium. So that's why I chose it. I bought two of them. I'm being a simp and I just undid that one. All right. Now we're going to slip the PSU in. I'm trying to show you guys everything. That's bad. I just dropped the CPU cooler and a ton of screws. This table I got from FlexiSpot is amazing, but it needs more room. I just need more room in this room, period. All right. Well, there it is. It is inserted. Came with screws. Weird thing about this power supply, it barely fits the cage. It's like smaller than normal. Kind of weird. All right, power supply mounted. Montech, no, this is a Sama. What? I have it linked in the description. What case it is? It's a Sama case. I forgot what it was. I'll go ahead and post a picture on the Facebook community tab for you guys when I finish this and I list it. With the RGB and all that, this case looks amazing with cable sleeves and all that. It looks like a $1,500 computer. When I think this cost me like, it's probably cost me like 750, maybe 700. No, probably less, probably like 650 to build. I need to do the math. And I'll be able to sell for like $900. So good margin. I usually get 40% margin on a lot of my builds, especially when I was building with AliExpress. I would get like 40% margin, pump out a few a month, and it was good money. $8,400F. Well, dude, the $8,400F's like $200, and you have to get DDR5. How much profit? Like, okay, like this build will be like 650, $700, and I'll sell it for 900. So like $200. And usually, I know I'm taking forever to build this computer, but guys, I usually build a computer in about 45 minutes. I'm using a different CPU cooler. I'm trying to show you guys what I'm doing. I'm building on this table. I usually stand on the other side of the table and have like a chair, and yeah, so there's a lot of things going on here, but hopefully you guys are learning a little bit about, PC building, PC flipping. Ask me any questions you want to know about PC flipping, because I've literally sold like 80 PCs. Like I sell them all the time. So if you want to know, you want to break into that, just ask me. All right. Speaking of flipping PCs, I already kind of brought this up. Ooh, that was connected to the camera. These cable sleeves are pretty much essential if you want to flip a PC. $15 on AliExpress, $30 on Amazon. Just white cable sleeves. I attach them to the power supply cables, and it's totally fine, totally safe. I'm actually using a motherboard cable like this in my main rig. No issues. Kind of annoying, but I have to manually get these cable combs out and sort them to where it's kind of neat. Let me go ahead and walk to the other side so I can get a bit closer to you guys. All right, I'm probably too close now. But so here's the cable sleeve. Here are these little cable combs. Okay. So the first thing you're going to want to do, because I make this mistake all the time, is you're going to want to position your cable on your motherboard. Okay. And you're gonna want to find out which way the cable's going, right? Because if you put the cable combs on the wrong side, it doesn't look right. So they're going on this side of the cable, not this side. And sometimes this does take me a minute because there's like a million little motherboard cables. How much do I make a month from it? It depends on the month, bro. Summer's the slowest, winter's the best. During the summer, I might make like, 300, 150 or 400. And then during the winter, dude, I've had months like November where I made like $900 or like $1,200 one month in profit from flipping computers. Or it was like probably like 900. I don't know if I broke a G. And for me, dude, that's a lot. Like where I live, rent is super cheap. Like my house is a 3-bedroom house. We have a front yard, a backyard, and the backyard's pretty decently big. And it costs $900 a month for my mortgage. 900. So now I am a PhD student. I make no money. So I kind of have to do that. But yeah. All right. Well, here we go. So look, now sorted. Look how neat that looks now. Can adjust it. Pretty much essential for a PC flip, guys. Oh, I bought a used 5060. Get this. Let me grab it. This guy that sold me this 5060, he bought it. He bought it new from Best Buy for like $400, and then he was like, he watched Hardware Unboxed or whatever, and he's like, oh, the 5060 is horrible. It's got 8 gigs of VRAM. So this man, for his first PC build, goes all out and gets a 4090, and he never even opened this 5060. He sold it to me for $200. So his loss is my gain. You just have to look at that on Facebook Marketplace and, Reddit PC sales, things like that, for people letting go of their old stuff for new or for really used prices, basically. And some people, like this guy, it was new, just sold me it for $200. Okay, I don't know if you guys are gonna know what I'm talking about, but this uh, motherboard cable had a little clip on its motherboard attachment to where it wasn't the full cable. Like a part of it I had to attach, and I hate that. I don't know why that's a thing. I guess some motherboards take less power, or maybe that's ground. Let me know. What is that? All right, now take a look at this computer and look how much better it already looks with just some cable sleeves. Looks pretty good. Now, another thing is depending on your case, you may not actually be able to fit your CPU power with your motherboard mounted. This one looks like it's a tight fit, so hopefully we can get it in there. Another thing I like to do before I mount the motherboard is sometimes check for that and route that PSU CPU cable through that little hole up there. You guys know what I mean if you built a computer before. So the cable sleeves I bought the one that comes with two PCIe sleeves and then one CPU. That's perfect. Well, not perfect. I mean, I have an extra PCIe cable, but a lot of the times I'll get builds that take like three 8 pins or two 8 pins. So I actually have a ton of motherboard cables and CPU cables and not enough PCIe cables. So make sure you get one that has extra PCIe because you don't want to order it and then the graphics card is the most important part to have the sleeve on, and then the motherboard is the second, and the CPU doesn't really matter. But I have it for the CPU, so I'm gonna go ahead and do it. Unless this motherboard might not let me do it with the CPU. I think some motherboards it doesn't fit, so let me try it. All right, it does fit. I guess I can go ahead and put those cable combs on right now. It's funny, I'm looking at my back. Oh wait, the 8400F. Did you say the 8400F earlier? I thought you said this 8600F or whatever. 8500F. Yeah, I'm gonna burn in this OLED. All right, I saw someone ask, "What's my PhD in?" I'm getting a PhD in nutritional sciences. I'm into like healthy eating and nutrition research. I do nutrition research at my university, so that's the kind of stuff I do. Um, Also, someone else said, "What have I done a high end build?" I've done a few high end builds. High end builds aren't worth it. I'll tell you that right now. People looking on Facebook Marketplace, they're not looking to spend over $1,000. I'll tell you that. You want to aim for around $800, even as low as $600 to sell your computers, and you're going to be have a good time. Now, if you can get a really good budget build together, you can get like $400 builds, and if you're putting together old optiplexes and throwing in like a 2060 or 1660 Super, you can sell those for like 300-400 bucks. And if it only costs you 150, 200 to make, you can make some really sick margin. I made a video on putting a 1650 in an optiplex, and I had a huge margin on it. No one really watched it, but you can go back on my channel and look. Um, so yeah, stuff like that. For me, I just kind of stick to the $600 to $850 price range, and I stick with about anywhere from 20 to 40% margin, and that works pretty well for me. I have a lot of bargaining room with that margin, and so the main thing is I only buy stuff that's like the absolute bargain basement deal on that product, right? Like if I'm looking at like 3070s, I saw they recently dropped to $200. Like I picked one up for $200 not that long ago. Absolute steal. Really good deal. And like a 3060 Ti, I picked up for $100. Like I don't know if the guy knew what he had. Stuff like that. Graphics cards are the hard thing to get for cheap. More appearance than substance. I do not know how to pronounce that in German. I actually am German though. Like my grandma's parents were born in Germany, and she moved from Germany when she was like 3. Well, she wasn't born. Never mind. She was born in America, but her siblings weren't. Like she was the youngest. All of her siblings were born in Germany. I'm just messing with the cable comb right now. All right, now I'm going to route this back to the motherboard. All right, now the CPU's routed. You can't even see it. So it's like the CPU is not really worth doing always, but I have it, so might as well use it. What should I do next? Dude, the reason I went with the 265K for my main rig is because the 285K is like $600. The 265K was half the price for 5-10% less performance. That's why. That's it. What should I do next? I'm thinking the CPU cooler's next. I'll go ahead and plug in the RGB controller. I'll have to go back for that. Just do that from back here. I'm hiding behind the computer. You know, you guys don't have to see everything I'm doing. I'm just doing simple cable routing right now. The main thing you want to see is the GPU. $50-$60, I mean, I don't think it'll be that bad. I've never tested one, but I mean, what? It's like 2080 Ti performance, but it has 4x frame gen. It's very efficient. New media encoders. DLSS 4 accelerated, right? Like the transformer model, it can do pretty well. I'm also going to plug in this fan controller to the motherboard. I'm thinking the CPU cooler's next, boys. I do like the look of this one. It's a little small. I like how the fan's pre-installed. I was thinking, I'm like, I usually do RGB CPU cooler fans. They sell better. It is what it is. But, you know, $10, I was like, I'll take it. But this one looks like a 180 or whatever it's called. It's a smaller fan. It's not the typical 120 fans these come with, right? Dude, yeah, you said it. The memory controller needs to be on the same die as CPU cores. Come on, people. The reason they separated it is because I think memory controller doesn't scale as much as logic like CPU cores, and they also wanted to have a memory controller they can switch between, you know, things like, well, they haven't used it yet, but like they could switch the memory controller between Meteor Lake and Nova Lake and Arrow Lake, things like that. But it seems like there's going to be a whole new media controller for Nova Lake. So they really just use that one, I said media controller, memory controller for Arrow Lake. So their whole tile plan hasn't really played out yet. But, you know, as we see with them joining forces with NVIDIA, that's basically what they wanted to do with the whole tile system. Just mix and match. But yeah, let me go ahead and mount this CPU cooler. Don't forget to peel the bottom, you animals. If I catch you not peeling that, you have to unsubscribe. Now, you are going to hate me, especially Michael Nager, or I forgot how to say his name, because the CPU paste I use is some bargain bin stuff I bought off AliExpress. And it's just a big tub. It's called PTM 3 or PTM M28. It even has a spatula, so I think I'm just gonna, let's see. You guys probably want me to see me put the thermal paste on, so. Okay, here we go. Going to apply the thermal paste now. I'm going to put a whole lot of it on there. I have a lot to spare. It's a shame, out of the box, these motherboards actually bin the CPU IHS. On all of my Intel systems I've ever ran, and on my friends that I built for them, I actually bought the Thermalright bracket just so they could rest easy. But on these builds, I don't bother with that. So yeah, I need a paper towel to clean this off. I don't want it to dry on there. Do I have anything? I could use the manual. I might just use this manual to go ahead and wipe it off. It's like when you don't have toilet paper, but you got to make do. It worked pretty well. All right. Where's the CPU cooler? Here it is. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and mount this CPU cooler. I usually don't do this when it's standing up, but I'm doing it for you guys so you can see. Yeah, I wouldn't use liquid metal on somebody's PC like this. They don't need the extra headroom at all. I mean, this is a B760. They aren't overclocking. Out of the box, 14600H goes up to 5.4 gig or 5.3 gigahertz. So it's kind of like that's good enough, bro. Especially with DDR4. All right, let's take a look. I think the build's looking pretty good, boys. We really just got to add the GPU now. Yeah, this thermal paste is non-conductive. So the main thing I got to do now is take out the PCIe brackets, make way for my GPU. Let me do that. What's wrong with frame chasers, Michael? Does he know more than you about overclocking? Are you a bit jealous? All right, moment everyone's been waiting for. The RTX 5060. It's glorious. It's a pretty good shot, actually. Like, that looks high quality. You could see my face. Or that's the fan. There's my face. All right. I did take this out to do B-roll. How'd you guys like the new B-roll on the channel? I got a electric slider, and I thought the B-roll looked pretty good. Like, it allows me to make my camera move without it being all shaky. I'm just dropping everything as soon as it's done. Get out of there. Okay, that was loud. It looks good, dude. Sorry that was so loud. Wow. I like the way the light shines on it. It's kind of sexy. Dude, this B760 is a great board because this 5060 only has 8 Gen 5 lanes, but this is a Gen 5 board, so that's going to be equal to 16 Gen 4 lanes, which is enough. It even has all 4 ports. Yeah. It only takes an 8-pin. All right. Can we get a dono for me putting this in? How many silicon stakes does it take to put a graphics card in? Can we get a dono? Okay, let me look at it closer because I don't want to break anything. Ah, there we go, Eureka. She fits like a glove. Dude, without any screws in this thing, it's not even sagging. Like, there's no sag. Okay, I need to find the other screw. I dropped so many screws. Like, they're all over the floor. It's gonna be fun cleanup time. All right, she's in. Now we just have to add our cable. So it's going to go like that. So we're going to want the combs this way. You said frame chasers ain't your style. Just because he doesn't chill. Dude, I don't know why. I'm addicted to watching him sometimes when he comes out with Max OC content. But like I don't agree with like his views on like banning people. And he seems toxic, but like I don't know, like he doesn't annoy me at all. All right. There. Dude, look at that. It looks good. Let me plug this in from the back. All right, it's plugged in. I'm going to go ahead and push all these cables in the back like I said I would. Put all the panels back on and plug it in, show you guys what it looks like, and then we're done. Sometimes these back panels are hard to put back on. This one's actually not bad though. Finally, I got it. Okay, now just the glass panels and we're good. Doesn't seem like there's any peel on the inside of this panel. So I'm going to wait to peel the outside until I do my video for Facebook because I like to show people like I peel it so it's new, like on the video when I list the computer. So I'm not going to peel it yet. Cool. Maybe it was a mistake putting on this one because I don't like that peel on there. Okay, but I'll turn it on. I'll show you guys what it looks like because this looks really cool with the RGB fans. I don't know where the power cord went. Oh, here it is. Where are my wire cutters? Oh, well. I hate doing this. You guys ready for the big reveal? I don't know if these are Fantex fans. No, they're Sama fans. They're ripoffs. I'm sorry. Okay, we're gonna turn this bad boy on though. And I hit the reset button to change the color. That's how I like it. Looks pretty glorious. And it just turned off. I have no idea why. Probably, yeah, RAM training, of course. But it's not plugged in. I'm not going to plug in the display tonight. I'll do that in my garage. I have 2.5 gigabit RAN to my garage Ethernet, and I set up Windows in really quick there. So there's something wrong with this PC. Did you guys catch it? I just saw it when I zoomed in. Did you guys catch what's wrong? Dude, it literally takes me 45. I mean, that's not bad for doing this on live stream in a cramped room while you guys are watching and fiddling with cameras. Can you guys see what's wrong with the computer? A giveaway? I don't have any giveaways. I'm not that kind of channel. I don't like giveaway stuff for subscribers. I just try to make stuff that people want to listen to. Okay, well, if you guys didn't notice, the CPU fan's off. I did not plug in the CPU fan. So we're going to go ahead and turn this off. Really hard to do when the cooler's in the way. All right, CPU fan's on. Should be on now. And there we go. But I don't know if you guys can tell, like, what I'm talking about. Like, I think it would look a lot better if this had RGB as well. But I don't have a fan that fits that, so it's just going to have to work like that. I do like the way the CPU cooler looks. I am worried about this CPU cooler with the 14600K under max core workload. So I'm going to go ahead and put a negative 0.05 volts offset on it, just a little bit of an undervolt. And yeah. What do you guys think? I think it looks pretty sexy. Sell it for like 900 bucks. Like what I'll do is like I'll list this for like 900 bucks, and if someone offers me 800, and it's been like a week or two, then I'm like, okay, I'll take it. If they offer me 800 the first day I list it, I'm like, no. Like I'm going to wait to see if people want to buy it. And the thing is, like, they don't have to pay like tax on it. Like they just pay me $900 in cash. And it's like, oh, that's pretty good. And like I said, it probably cost me $650 to make this, so that's like mega margin. This is the computer. How about we give her a name right quick, and then I'll answer some questions and we'll end the stream. So what do you guys think? What should we name this computer? I'll go ahead and check chat on my phone here. You're too late. Yeah, well, brother, you can go back and watch the live stream. I don't know how much there is to watch, honestly. The camera, I'm not good with the camera when I'm trying to build. I need to get a cameraman. Okay, so you live type, you have a great comment. You're saying $900. Isn't that a little bit much? This might be like a 650, 750. It all depends on your reputation. On Facebook Marketplace, I have like 50 reviews of people saying like, dude, this guy, he sells high quality stuff. What I did is I first started selling stuff at cost. Like I would make a build and it would cost me $700 to build it. I would sell it for $700. But what I kind of was doing is I would buy like PC parts, play with them for a while, make a living room build, and then get bored and sell it for the same amount I spent on it. And it was a good deal. And then people kind of rated me. I told them, hey, like rate me if you like the computer. And then I just got so many reviews that people kind of choose me, even over Best Buy, because I tell them like Best Buy doesn't offer upgradable components a lot of the time with the pre-builds. So you don't like art, like you don't like white RGB? That's kind of crazy, bro. I think this power supply just made a clicking noise. Hopefully it doesn't blow up on me. Yeah. Also, like, you can't just sell it for what it costs. Like, there is a component of where like you should get paid. Like, you should at least get paid like $50 to build a computer. Um, I always buy parts at like bargain basement prices, so I get the best margin possible, and that allows me to just sell things for more. I'm gonna list it for $900. This one I have a feeling is gonna sell for that price. If it doesn't, I'll take 800. I still make a good amount of money. I would not go down to 650 though. Like that's way too cheap for something like this, in my opinion. Also, guys, another really cool thing about this case, I cannot recommend this case enough for flipping. These fans right here are actually reverse blade, so they're sucking in air, and this one is blowing out the air. So you're getting fresh airflow. Whoa, you're getting fresh airflow to your computer, and yeah. And this power supply said it was an ATX 3.1, so I don't know if that means it has power excursion. Hopefully it does. I don't think our 5060 is really going to use too much power. The CPU cooler is blowing a little air that's kind of hot, not too bad. This it also has 2.5 gig LAN, Wi-Fi 6. Okay, yeah, I am going to sell this. I thought I've made that clear, right? I'm going to sell this build. Um, dude, I don't optimize these in Windows. I run like Windows 11 Pro bloat, like bloat edition, just because that's what people want. A lot of the people that buy builds from me are college age, and they not only want something to game on, but also to do schoolwork on. And I find people when I add a Windows 11 Pro with it, um, they they enjoy it. Now you may be wondering, what about Windows 11 Pro? I have this command in command prompt where I can basically get it for free. I saw it from a meme and it worked. I've been doing it ever since I found that meme. When I first started the channel, I bought Windows keys from like the shady websites for like $10, and that's why I was able to do like an ad with one of them. Ever since I found out you can straight up just get command prompt to activate Windows for you, I I don't buy them anymore, and I don't really want to collaborate with those Windows key sellers because I know that it's kind of a scam. You can just use command prompt to get free Windows keys. So I just don't want Microsoft to find out about that. I do hear like a bit of coil on. Or maybe that's like the fan spinning, like the bearing. But yeah, guys, I don't see any more questions. I think we're gonna end the stream there. I have a lot to clean up here, and I got to get to work tomorrow. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this. After our stream today, I'm like debating whether I want to do more build streams. I don't really know. I have another build coming up. It's going to be a Ryzen 7500F and RX 9060 XT 8 gigabytes. Let me know if you guys want me to live stream me building that. And then I was thinking about making a video where I compared this build versus that build. It's kind of like Intel, NVIDIA versus all AMD. Would you guys be interested in that? I noticed my testing videos in the past don't get as much views as, oh. I haven't been talking into my mic. Have you guys ever even been able to hear me? I noticed that my testing videos don't get as much views as just kind of like leak videos. So I've been trying to stick to leaks. But if you guys want to see me do Ryzen 7500F versus a 9060 XT versus, 14600K, 5060, let me know. Yeah, I wonder if you guys could hear me before. Basically, should I do another stream? Because I'm going to build a Ryzen 7500F CPU with a 9060 XT 8 gigabyte. Just let me know. And yeah, I think we're going to end the stream there. Okay, well, we have the mic to my face now. I tried to get a good mic setup for you guys. Hopefully it's decent. But yeah, thank you guys for checking out the live stream today, and hopefully you looked at my video today. I think it was a banger video. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Probably a live stream in a few days. I might go on with Froggy again and talk to him. Other than that, you can expect a video from me next week. Okay, so Silicon Steak signing out.